and crumpled.
Now you kind of look at him like scoundrels. What won't you do for that damn career?
Listen, this is a disgusting business. That's all I'm gonna say. This business is so disgusting that I can't. I think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are master manipulators.
When Jay was going after B was a very young...
Each other and you respect each other's music. You know, it's always that conversation, yo, we gotta do something. You know that.
Right.
You know, the time filler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When that time filler turns into something real, then it's...
The picture that is becoming more and more clear is that we aren't just looking at a bunch of wealthy creeps operating with total impunity. We are looking at a massive criminal network that may be responsible for the rape and murder of hundreds of women.
They thought they ended Wendy Williams, but baby, she's back again, and she's not let her foot off Beyonce's neck. It turns out that Jay-Z wasn't the only one in those Epstein files. Both he and Beyonce are in there, and the things they did will have you shook. If Beyonce thought Wendy exposing her alleged fake pregnancy back in 2011 was bad, then she's definitely going to hate Wendy for things she has on her now, especially all her alleged dirty dealings with people like Jeffrey Epstein and Sean Diddy Combs. Okay, so as you all know, Beyonce and Jay-Z have been getting dragged to the pits of hell these last few days, and it doesn't look like it will slow down anytime soon. Initially, it was just people dragging Jay-Z, who was named in the Epstein files. According to an anonymous victim who called the FBI hotline, she claimed she once woke up in a room with Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein. She said Harvey had his finger in her VJ, doing inappropriate things while she was unconscious, while Jay-Z allegedly sat there watching. She also accused Pusha T of being a handler who facilitated...
Allegedly, the song Daughter on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album, it's potentially a murder confession about Jay-Z's mistress, Kathy White.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book, Bling, and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is f***ing you. And the boss's boss don't get no Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere. Which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties. To walk mother out! Cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come. You Sean.
Hey man.
Weirdo. Don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Cause you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
The act. Now, people weren't really surprised to hear claims like this about Jay-Z because some believe he has deep ties with every industry creep you can think of. However, people couldn't help but wonder if Beyonce was also somehow involved in this. And just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, the DOJ allegedly released a new list naming all the individuals present in the files, and Beyoncé's name was supposedly right there. That led people to dig deeper to find out what else she might have been hiding. And baby, the receipts people claim to have are nasty. In fact, people started saying she allegedly knows something about the death of Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, Kathy White. And guess what? Wendy Williams reportedly talked about this years ago. According to the rumors, Kathy was Jay-Z and Beyoncé's surrogate the whole time Beyoncé was claiming she was pregnant with Blue Ivy Carter. However, after Kathy gave birth, they allegedly removed her and claimed Blue was theirs. Since then, some people even claim Beyoncé has referenced it in songs. For example, in 2024, Beyoncé released her song Daughter, which some fans believe is a confession about what allegedly happened. Whether that's true or not is still heavily debated, but the rumors definitely came back stronger after Wendy Williams' old comments resurfaced. But here's where things get interesting. Even before all this came out, Wendy had already called Beyoncé out. Some of you might not remember this.
His pregnancy is a way of keeping Jay-Z's alleged mistress away. Beyonce is going to use a surrogate so she can maintain her body, but they're going to play it off like it's allegedly, like they gave birth.
But back in 2011, Beyoncé had the internet in chaos when her supposed baby bump appeared to fold on national television. And the crazy thing is that even though people say they saw it happen in real time, her team still tried to do damage control by releasing photos of her in a bikini to prove the bump was real. A lot of people didn't believe it, and Wendy was one of them. She went on her show the very next day and dragged Beyoncé for allegedly faking her pregnancy. Wendy even brought up Kathy White, which was extremely risky because at the time no major media outlet was talking about her at all. It was one of those situations where if you knew, you knew, and if you didn't, you didn't. And Wendy didn't stop there. She also talked about Beyoncé only having a few people in the room when she supposedly gave birth, and that only made the rumors stronger. Some people even claim Beyoncé paid more than $1 million to have an entire hospital floor to herself. That immediately made people question what exactly she was trying to hide. One of the most controversial stories also involved Jay-Z's former friend Larry Johnson, who claimed he saw Beyoncé at a party that allegedly involved underage people. He said he and Jay-Z were close back in the day until their relationship suddenly fell apart. According to him, the fallout happened right after he started speaking openly about what he believed really happens in the entertainment industry. And while we're on the topic of industry rumors, a lot of people...
Now, I did a Rockaware photo shoot in Colorado, and I think it was during the winter time of 06 or 07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there, and he rented this house. We were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house, and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to have been like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults, which I can respect that. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking, loud music, and us dancing wild. Like, I don't know where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy? Or isn't this sexy? And in my mind, and mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left. But those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around adults during drinking hours or partying hours was already alarming to me. So when I hear something like this happens, I can't really discount it and say, oh, he could never do this. Because I'm hearing stories, I'm seeing it with my own eyes, and I've been in situations where something don't sound or look right, and it's usually involving...
Also started bringing up Aaliyah again. Over the years, there have been wild theories that she was taken out to make room for Beyonce's rise. Some people even claim Jay-Z tried to get with Aaliyah before he got with Beyonce. According to what Dame Dash allegedly said, Jay-Z was sending her flowers and inviting her to parties, but she wasn't interested at all. Then the rumors became
Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
And while we're on the topic of Aaliyah,
Honestly, I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there.
Mm-hmm.
Me and maybe about 15 others.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in at the moment, And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Right. Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was
even darker. Some people claim Beyonce and Jay-Z were allegedly involved in secret industry parties organized by powerful figures like Epstein and Diddy. These allegations got even messier when someone claimed they were invited to a private party at Diddy's house that included Beyonce and Jay-Z. Again, none of this has ever been proven, but the story spread quickly online. Things became even more chaotic when lawyer Ariel Mitchell did an interview and hinted that there might be footage of a very famous celebrity with Diddy at a private party. She never said Beyonce's name directly, but because the interview came right after these rumors, people immediately started connecting the dots on their own. Now here's where it gets even crazier. Some blind items started claiming that Beyonce is already making moves to protect herself after the Epstein files allegedly dropped. According to those rumors, someone close to her said she was tired of the pressure and the control, and was even...
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but the shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and...
Correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No, I
tape.
can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video is pornographic in nature.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, did he? And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped.
A broke down Mandingo fighter still working on behalf of the NFL. He did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shack. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there and Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house.
But check this out, y'all.
Part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it, and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorce him. Okay, and she may or may not do an interview, but their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time. They built this beautiful life, blah, 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 blah. Now, before all this happens, we may get another tour. We may get another album out of both of them. I don't know, because at the end of the day, they about their money first. They're gonna do what's best for business first. As far as Beyonce is concerned, do she love him? I mean, he's really all that she knows.
Thinking about leaving the country. Again, none of this has been confirmed, but the rumors keep spreading. Some people even said that popular YouTuber Storm Monroe had talked about Beyonce possibly divorcing Jay-Z to protect herself if everything exploded. Whether that actually happens or not is still unknown, but it shows just how big the story has become online. And I'm sure you've also heard the claims from some of Beyonce's former employees who allegedly said she holds huge power in the industry and can end people's careers. Some even said they once admired her and publicly supported her, only to later claim they were manipulated or controlled. Again, these are just allegations, but they continue to circulate. And according to fans, Wendy Williams has supposedly known about many of these stories for years, ever since her radio days. People believe she had insiders feeding her information about celebrities with actual proof. Some fans even think she knew about the alleged Diddy, Beyonce, and Epstein connections long before the public did. As usual, the internet has already formed strong opinions. Some people believe Beyonce is just as guilty as Jay-Z, while others think she's being dragged into rumors without real proof. But now I want to know what you think. What do you think about Wendy Williams exposing Beyonce? And do you really believe she was involved in any of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch another very messy video.